This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Masna Dolina. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and it is available for all platforms. Let me read a little bit about the map. It says, welcome to Masna Dolina. The map is made in the modern Polish climate, contains 3 modern farms, 50 fields, 3 sell points. You will see more after downloading the map. Go ahead and take a look here. I will tell you that I did load this map up with straw harvest and seasons, and it does load up fine. Also, if you have straw harvest activated, you'll be able to sell pellets at the barn sell point. Now, I will also comment that even though I loaded up seasons just to test straw harvest, this map does not have a seasons mask installed. That does not mean that you can not play with seasons. Simply means that you will not have you will not have hay or straw rotting. Also means that you could potentially have snow inside of buildings, under roofs, etc. Go ahead and watch the map load on up in here. Also, we are doing this video in new farmer mode. I did load this map up in farm manager mode, and I can tell you, if you want to do animals, do not load up in farm manager because all of the animal triggers are gone. And as we're going to see here in a little bit, you cannot buy them. All right, so here we are on the map. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. This is a little map. So if you imagine that this square is the standard size map, you'll see that the actual play area is probably about 1/4 size of that. Take a look at the lands area. See, we start out by owning field 13 and cow farm. Interestingly enough, though, our career start point is over here at the pig farm. Also have a chicken farm over here in the northeast. Take a look at some of the other field and farm prices. So the pig farm is $52,000. Chicken farm is $46,000. Should you wish to sell the cow farm, $61,000. Or as field prices go, field 22, $186,000, $33,000. Quite a variety of field prices and sizes. Something else that's interesting. Biogas plant, as you can see, is not owned at the start. If you wish to buy the biogas plant, that's right, that's $750,000, $776,000, because he has the biogas plant and basically the rest of the non-viable land down here as part of the whole land segment. $776,000 to use biogas. Up here, the sawmill, there is a bit of a forestry around the sawmill, $232,000. Although I'm a bit concerned about the sawmill, and when we get up there, I'll tell you and talk about it. Fine. So let's go ahead and take a look at the starting equipment. Start out with a Fendt Favorite 511C and a John Deere 6135M. So our tractors range in horsepower from 115 to 145 or 142 horsepower. You have the 330 harvester. That includes the Power Stream 500 grain header, HKD 302 dolly trailer. Now the Raw Polymag 300 cultivator, Spirit R300S heater, Coon fertilize spreader, and that is our starting equipment. Go over here to placeables, animal pens. You're going to see are no custom animal pens here. Only thing you're going to be able to put down are the base game husbandry areas. And as you're going to see when we go around, it's pretty important that if you want to use this map with animals, start in new farmer mode, because other than pigs, the triggers are within buildings that are permanently embedded on the map. So if you start this up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you're going to find all of these buildings are physically here, with the exception of the chicken yard here. This building, I believe, is here. Chicken yard is empty. All the triggers and everything with respect to the animals is gone in Farm Manager or start from scratch. Since we're over here at the pig farm, so we'll go ahead and take a look here at the pig farm. There are no sleep triggers on the map, so you're going to need to place down your own sleep trigger. Common to most Polish maps, got buildings with lots of doors, and all the doors, for the most part, are going to operate. We have our pig area here. Go ahead and get a pig. A particular pig area will hold 60. We have our slurry trigger inside, and our straw trigger is right here. Now, straw trigger is up, off the ground. Typically, straw trigger is on the ground. I don't know if that's going to cause a particular problem or not with putting straw down, but it is something that I noticed, so I thought I would mention it. We have the water trough here, and we've got the water valve here. We activate the animal pen extension mod so that we can see, one, does the map support custom animal pen extension placement, purchasing, etc., and it helps us locate water trough. Here we have the food trough for our pigs. I already saw the slurry point inside the building. And the manure point, gosh, I don't even remember if I remember where that might be. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be here. You know what? I might not have not have seen it. So really not sure where the manure point is. Did notice these gates. Got to get up fairly close to the gate in order to operate them. Go ahead and jump over here to the cow farm. Here we are at the cow farm. This is where all of our starting equipment is based. Again, the farmhouse not have sleep trigger associated with it. Decent implement and vehicle storage over here. We have our milk trigger, slurry trigger, or just general storage. The water trough here inside the fenced area. And what's interesting is there isn't a gate to get into this fenced area. You've got to come through basically gap in the fence. We have the straw, not the straw trigger, the animal buy trigger. And we can have 50 cows in this particular pen. Food trough, and I believe our straw trigger is inside here. There also is not a farm silo here on the main farm. So you're going to be tipping to the ground inside these buildings or putting down your own silo. So that there would be room, probably do that over here somewhere. Interesting that we don't start over here. So many maps. The Polish maps, we start right here. Starting right here. Oh, there's my buddy. In most of my Polish maps, I so enjoy seeing him. Alright, good. So we're going to go ahead and get set up for a flyover. Again, this is the cow farm. Big farm is right over there, right above the 9. And like I said, this is a pretty small map. We go ahead down here to the south. This is where the BGA is. Again, make use of the BGA. You're going to have to buy a good chunk of this unbuyable area in the sell point land at the tune of $779,000, I believe it was. Have our dairy. Sell points. We're going to take a closer look at these sell points when we do our drive around. Getting a visual look of the map here. We have our bale sell point. Reminds me, we haven't looked at our sell points, have we? So we have 4 main sell points here on the map, except most of our grain products. We have a sell point for eggs and milk. The sawmill will accept our wood chips, and the barn going to accept our hay, straw, silage, and also our wood chips. Here you have contracts available on the map. Making our way over here. This is going to be the chicken farm. We're going to take a closer look at that when we do our drive around. We have our sawmill. And while we're over here, I might as well talk about the sawmill a little bit. We do have a trigger for our wood chips. If you look around, don't see visually an activation icon for the sawmill. I do not know where the log sell point is. I have an idea where the log sell point is. And if it really is the log sell point, I'm concerned that the log sell point is broken. Let's go ahead and pull up F5. We can see our little triggers here. That square is likely for a contract. Okay, that's kind of what contract triggers look like. Over here around the back, I found the likelihood of a trigger buried down in the ground over here. The outline of a little bit of it right here. I think that is the sawmill log sell point trigger. At least the sell point, and then the activation icon, I have no idea where it is. Possibly under the map. Don't know. Wire form. So, yeah, so that's the concern. You can see over here, sell point trigger for the wood chips, but again, don't see anywhere activation icon to sell logs. Reason I think that is the sell point for wood or for logs is if I go up here and I activate the sawmill, well, look where the green beam goes. Right there where that trigger appears to be buried into the ground. I did cut down this little tree in testing after I bought this area. Did not sell because, well, I can't figure out where the activation icon is. See? So be aware, I would not do forestry on the map until an update because I'm concerned that the forestry log sell point is broken. Here we have the vehicle shop. And fuel point. Oh, here is a rather interesting fuel station. So there's our fuel point. And that's pretty much the overview of the map. Now, this field does have power lines running through it. I did notice that the poles, towers here, do not appear to have collisions because we can just warp right through them. But trees down here, the base, do. So the fact that we have trees at the base that have collisions kind of negates the tower itself not having collisions. Cables also are collidable, but by the time you're that high, I don't know what you would be. Poles here do not. This field doesn't see like, oh no, we got a tree here. But the tree has a collision on it. Nope, that one didn't. Rock. It's at the edge of the field anyway, so that's... So basically, the power poles that are transcending the field, the map, sorry, they don't have collisions, but sometimes the deco objects under the power towers do. Fly back here to the shop and get our Mahindra and start doing our drive. So we've got our shop trigger down here. Then activate that. Mahindra. ATM trigger, but I'm not seeing a customize and repair trigger here at the shop, which is kind of interesting. Maybe we'll run across one during our travels. Right next door here. Nope, not right next door. This, although, appears to be a sell point, or two. We have 1 and 2 sell points. Elevator and this particular sell point here. Sugar beet sell point all by itself. Then the elevator will accept our grain crops. Here's the elevator trigger. And what looks to be the sugar beet trigger in here. Let's go this way, I guess. Here's we have a traffic jam. The road is just not wide enough to support two-way traffic there, so the traffic mesh really needs to be adjusted up there. Probably going to want to play this map with traffic off. The road we just passed, that would take us up by the sawmill. Here we have the cow farm. On our way over here to the animal dealer. And here we have our animal dealer. Animal buy trigger right here at the gate. Look here. North or to the south? I think our best bet is go to the south. This is the pig farm. Beside us, we've already taken a look at that. Go up here to the chicken farm. The chicken farm is rather interesting. Mostly, in my opinion, from the standpoint that we've got this house looks out of place. In my opinion, the house looks out of place to the rest of the farm. And we've got these brick buildings, tile buildings. Our chicken area is down here. Again, in Farm Manager, this is all here except for the triggers. Trough. Food trough. We have our egg spawn point. Then our chicken buy point. 400 chickens in this little coop. We're going to be piled on top of each other. Lots of storage. Lots of facilities to keep your products up here at the chicken farm. But again, really, if you're going to be doing animals on this map, I really suggest, looks like Farm Manager mode is the best game mode. Coming up here to another sell point. This one right here, which again is going to accept most of our crops. This sell point looks like it's under pretty major renovation or just demolition. I need to figure out how to get south. Here. we're back on the main road. And here we are coming down to the Bale cell point. So how do we get in to this cell point? Oh, here we go. Didn't go down the road far enough. Lots of debris around here, and there we have the Bale cell point. Also, like I said, do wood chips. Not wood chips, but pellets. What I was wanting to say. Just also do pellets. High-rise tower apartments here. A little bit more modern area of the town. Multitude of triggers in here. 1, 2, and 3. Thought I'd already seen that one, but 3. A's coming around through here. We have a dump point. Another dump point for potatoes. Yeah, I had a cell point mixed up back there. Then we have, that's the edge of the map. So, need to figure out how to get here. Oh, here we have a road. Coming into our dairy. Then that one. Eggs. Right here. Milk and egg point right here. VGA down the hill. Next to our bulk lime trigger. Here we have the bulk lime. What is that? Got some interesting 2D trees or what? And then these trees. Of our bulk lime trigger. Then we're going to conclude at the biogas plant. Which again, in order to own the biogas plant, you've got to pay $750,000 worth of money to buy this large landmass. Encompasses most of the sell points down here in the southern part of the map. Out of the town over here includes our fuel trigger and wraps a bit of a forest all the way up past pig farm. So for this size map, for these size fields, $750,000 is a pretty steep price. We have our two bunkers. Both have functioning triggers. Good to see. We have our digestate trigger and our digester. So guys, that is going to do us for Masna Dolina. In the comments, what do you think of this small Polish map? And until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.